The next session in Industry Talk will be by Borussia Dortmund, Youth Development and Philisophies. We are proud to announce you that one of the speakers are going to be Zidan, none other than the legendary player from Borussia Dortmund. The next session will be starting in 2 minutes.
Yeah, first of all, welcome everyone and thank you for joining this session. My name is Julia Farr, and I'm working with the club now for 6 years. And I was very lucky that I had the opportunity to work in different departments already. So I have some insights and worked for a long time in the youth department, in the sporting department, but I also work for the marketing department. And now, since 2 years, I'm in our Asia office in Singapore and work on the internationalization. Yes, and welcome to our session now about the BVB youth development and our philosophy. You saw already a small insight of a daily life of our youth players. This video showed a lot of different things, but first of all, I want to talk about a bit the organization and the structure. We have different boxes where we try to develop kids and where we try to engage the kids and bring them to the club. So we have the grassroots level, which is like open for everyone. So we open that and make it accessible for everyone who's interested in Borussia Dortmund and who wants to be part of the BVB family, because we want to be accessible everywhere we go. No matter where in the world, this is one of our objectives, to be a club which is accessible for everyone. So there are different offers for them, for like holiday courses, birthday classes, and something like that. But then we have also the performance box, which are like a bit more experienced kids and the better kids, which get a special development and a special training session. So even from the grassroots program, we invite the kids, we scout to these performance groups. Plus, we are working very, very closely with schools together. So this is one of our approach, and which is like developing quite big and quite fast, that we go into schools and do regular program and training sessions in schools. And then the next part, of course, is the international part. We have different approaches in international wise. So we are doing, for example, a lot of club cooperations. Means we are trying to find the right club for us to work with, which has like same philosophy, looking for youth development, and this is our main objective, to try to develop to help to develop youth players. So that is our main objective. That's why we are also working with different clubs in Asia. We have, for example, a club cooperation in Singapore now, in Australia, in China, in Japan, and in Thailand. We try to make this like a consulting thing, but also like an exchange. About our development and the mission, you saw that already in the video. It's not all about football. It's not all about training. It's not all about train whole day, all day, every day, and play matches. It's more. It's also the education. It's like, yes, of course, you need the best talents. You need to identify the best talents and to get them into the club and to improve every player individually. But there's also the social responsibility we have as a club. Means we are like taking care of forming their personality. School, education, very, very important. Also, of course, the health and nutrition of the players. You saw that in the video. We have this hostel or this house where youth players stay. And there is an open kitchen where we have a cook, and he's cooking every day fresh meals and healthy meals. And the kids sit next to this cook and see how it's done and how healthy it is. Because like nutrition is one of the bases for being a healthy and successful footballer. To also like avoid injuries and all these stuffs. About our facilities, we have different training grounds. We have one training ground which is like directly next to the stadium. It's called Im Rabenlo. Our former team, which won the Champions League in 1998, they used to train there. Of course, we reconstructed everything and rebuilt everything, so we have now one huge pitch in artificial and one smaller pitch, which is like available for the youth teams and also for the grassroots programs. Apart from this, we have our training center in Brakel, where also our professional team is based. There we have like a lot of pitches. We have small side pitches for the younger age groups, but we also have big size pitches, 11-a-side pitches for the youth teams, which is artificial. But we also have one very good hybrid grass pitch for the youth matches, and also for our U23 team. Beside this, we also have the Footballnaut. I think that is quite unique. Not all of the clubs have it. We are one of the only clubs having this Footballnaut. It's like a ball machine. You saw that in the video as well, where you can train your first touch control and how fast you react from receiving the ball and then scoring into the right box. So it's like quite interesting. So whenever you're in Dortmund and around, let us know. We can show you. And I promise it's quite fun, but it's like very helpful. So all our youth players have to train there every week, and not only the youth players, also the professional players. They also use this every week, and it's also very helpful for injured players for recovery. So whenever they are in recovery phase, they can go there because you have no opponent, and you can start slowly, but you can also increase the levels. About our staff, yes, we have of course all the staffs has our licensee coaches coming from different backgrounds, having different educations, but most of them are also coming from university or are teachers or we're former players as well. So it's like a good mixture. But for us, it's more important that it suits to the kids. Like the education as a coach itself is not everything. It's also very important that the coaches know how to work with kids. Because we don't want to be like these teachers, we are standing in front of them and just educating them and tell them what to do and how to do. It's more a working progress together. So that the coach also has to be like a role model for the kids. So the kids, yes, of course, they have to look up, but it should be like on one level. We always say eye level, especially with the younger kids. The coaches go down on the ground and talk to the kids on one level. That it's not like we are the teachers and tell you how to do. The kids need a good environment and need to feel comfortable to really learn and develop themselves. And this is something where we also have a really focus on, and which is very important when we look into the coaches level. About the training content, yes, I said it before, it's not only about technique and training. There are more pillars which belongs to it. Yes, of course, we have the technical training, we have tactic trainings like everyone, and I think this is nothing new, but we also try always to give the players like problem-based learning. Means we give them a problem, but we want them to find out themselves how to solve it. We are not like letting them or like giving them everything they should know. That we say, yeah, in this situation you have to pass the ball on the right side, on the left side. We try them to find and to create their own, their own opportunities and their own ways how to solve different situations in a match. Even or especially for the younger age groups, it's not all about the results. The results are like not that important in this age group. For us, it's more important that the kids find out themselves and that the kids can get or start to be creative on the pitch. We don't want them just to kick the ball from the back. If they win the ball, just kick the ball in front and then let the players run and try to score. We always let them dribble, let them play 1v1 situation, even if they lose the ball, and then we concede a goal. Happens, but they learn from it, because the next time we tell them, do it again. If you lose the ball again, we concede a goal. No matter, do it again and again and again until you find out how to make it best. This is how we approach especially the younger age groups. Yes, and I think Dortmund is also a club which is like quite known for all this youth development. We have a lot of players from the past who made it in the first team. So the last example, for example, is like Christian Pulisic. Now he's like leaving for Chelsea, but he's one of our biggest talents, and we brought him from the US. We scouted him there. We brought him to the youth academy. He stayed in this hostel where we saw this kid in the video. He did all this like all the other players, and now he became a superstar. And not even him, also Mario Götze, who scored the World Cup final goal for Germany back then. So these are just a few examples of players who made it through our academy to our first team and to become superstars. For all this, there is like a scale or a rating system in Germany. I think it's coming from the Netherlands. This is like a delegation proving every year the youth academies in Germany. So for all the clubs, you can apply for it. The clubs don't have to do it, but most of them are taking place of it. And then you see that in this circle. These are the pillars where they're looking into, and the clubs have to like open up their curtains and show this delegation how we work it, how we do it, what is all this about. And you see, then you get like stars, and we have the highest rate in the stars. So there can't be more or better stars in terms of that. And we have in these 4: effectiveness and transparency, staff, support and education, and infrastructure and facilities. We have the rate of excellent. Yeah, here just an overview about the latest victories of our youth teams. Yes, in the newspapers, on the TV, you always see and hear everything about the first team, but the youth teams are very, very successful. We won a lot of titles in the last years, especially with the older age groups, the U17, U19, where we also brought the youth players like Pulisic or Paslak up to the first team. So they won titles in a row, and that is like, yeah, one of our main courses why we have all these youth players up there in the first team. Yeah, that's for a small overview about how we are doing it. We're gonna show you like one more video now to see again, like a summary about what I told you now, and then we will come to the next part. But I will introduce my colleague sitting next to me after the next video.
Das Beste an unserer Nachwuchsabteilung sind die Mitarbeiter, die dort arbeiten. Mit ganz viel Lust, Leidenschaft und Ambition wollen sie aus jedem Spieler den besten Fußballer machen, der er sein kann. Und gleichzeitig die Persönlichkeit so fördern und entwickeln, dass er auch in allen anderen Lebensbereichen erfolgreich sein kann.
Für mich war es damals so als junger Spieler, dass ich sehr davon profitieren konnte, dass Dortmund eben so eine gute Jugendarbeit leistet, gerade mit den Bedingungen hier, die Spiele, die Abläufe, ja, die Trainingsbedingungen, auch das Trainingsniveau haben mir sehr, sehr geholfen und ich konnte mich deshalb auch optimal entwickeln und hatte dann auch das Glück, relativ schnell in den Profikader zu kommen.
Yeah, like I said, for us it's very important, or like Lars Ricken said it in the video, that the employees and the people who work for the club and with the club are the most important pillar we have. And this is why we always try to connect with everyone. So we are the BVB family, and we want to let everyone feel that they are part of a family and not like in a system. It's a family And that's why we also connect always with our former players. So that's now we are coming to the next part. Next to me is Mr. Zidan. He's one of our legend players for Dortmund. He won twice the championship with Borussia Dortmund. And he will share a bit how he made his way from Egypt as a small kid up to this professional level, to Borussia Dortmund, and to stay and be part of the BVB family still. So yeah, please welcome Mr. Zidan.
Yeah, hello. First of all, I would like to welcome everyone here and thank you for joining us. Yeah, my name is Mohammed Zidan. I'm coming from Egypt, and yeah, we know Egypt is not. It's a part of Africa, North Africa, and it's not an easy country to always like develop high talented player to reach the top level of football. But I always, as a youth kid, played in the academies of the city where I came from. It's not Cairo, the capital. It's a small city. But I always had the dream and the passion in football and the love for football. And I always had the dream of making my career and making my dream become true until I got the chance to leave Egypt on my own. I was 16, 17 years old to come to Europe. I first joined Denmark as a smaller league. I got the chance over there and I made it through until I reached a good level in the league, and then I changed my career from Denmark to Germany. I joined a couple of clubs in Germany, such as Werder Bremen, Mainz, Hamburg, until I found the right place for me to feel home and feel the love that I achieved in Borussia Dortmund. And as we saw in the presentation, Borussia Dortmund, it's one of the top clubs in Germany, and I think for the past 10 years, Borussia Dortmund has been developed in a very high level of international football, from the way the club work together as team, as family. As we saw what Julia explained before, it's all about family and passion and work together and be all in the same eye level. Everyone work for the sake of the club, for the matter of the club, for the matter of the team. It's we saw the motto of the club. It's called Esh Talib. Esh Talib means in English real love. So this is what we all work together in Borussia Dortmund with this motto, that we all love each other, we all care for each other, from the smallest position and the very lowest position in the club, or any employee at the club, until the highest, the president of the club. He come down to us and be around us. I used to be at the team while I was playing. The facility in Brakel, as we saw, it's all together, it's all connected together. We all connected to the youth players, the young players, because when they play games and train, we all used to watch them and be around them and give them the support. They use all to come and watch us while we're training and speak to us and sign autographs from us and take pictures with us, because as we saw Dortmund is very good at developing young players to a high level. We saw Mario Götze coming from the youth academy. We saw Marco Reus, Christian Pulisic. Many young players, they made it from the academy of Borussia Dortmund. And it's all about believing in yourself and finding the right people to work with. And this is what we all have to do. We always have to work together as for the best for the sport and the best for the game. Gives the opportunity for all the young players to develop themselves and help them to guide them to the right direction. And this is the philosophy what we're doing in Borussia Dortmund, to help all the young people and find them everywhere and give them the chance and the hope to believe in themselves and make their dream become true. Yeah, Julia was asking me again the story about how I made it to come from Egypt to Denmark, and how did it happen. It all happened of, you know, I was young, I was playing football in the streets. It was not easy to find. It's not as I had someone who scouted me or found me playing and then told me, come, I will take you to Europe and give you the chance. I just fought for it. I believed in it myself. I took my parents helped me to get the visa and and move to Europe. But I backed my own back. I traveled to Denmark, and then I was walking around the streets in Copenhagen and trying to find a club to get a chance. So I went on my own to the coach and told him who I am and where I come from. I'm 17 years old, and I would love to get a chance to play football and to make my dream. So the guy, he believed in me, and he told me, come join us to the training. And I did. I was so happy. And then I joined the training session. And then when he saw me and he saw my quality and my ability, he told me, okay, I can see a talent of you. We need to develop some different things, because when I was playing in the streets in Egypt, we used to play like small type of games where we didn't have coaches to show us how is to play together as a team. So I used to just have the ball and run around with it, and I was very strong with the ball, so it's just about dribbling. So the guy, he told me, you are very good with the ball. It's not easy to get the ball from you, but here together we play as a team. So you need to be taught how to play together with your teammate. And this is what it's about. It's about teamwork. It's about working together. And this is what they did in Denmark. They developed me to be a team player and be a teamwork player and work together with my teammate and develop myself to a higher level of football. It was not only about football. It was also about school, about learning, about family, about socializing with other people, learning the language. They teached me to speak Danish, so I speak fluent Danish. And then when I got the chance to be a first team player with 17-year-old, so I focused a lot on my dream and my goal, because I left my country, I left Egypt. I always dreamed of representing Egypt as a national player, and then when I returned back to Egypt, as a national team player who represented my country, who won trophy for Egypt. I became 2 times African champion, 2008 and 2010. I played the Confederation Cup with Egypt, and I had the chance to score twice against Brazil at that game in 2009, which it was a dream for me to achieve that. So it's all about working with the right people and finding exactly what do you want in your life and how to reach it and fight for it and keep working on it. And this is what they did. And when I reached the level of coming to Bundesliga is a very tough league. It's one of the strongest league in Europe. And it's a dream for every football player to play in a league like the Bundesliga as the top league. And when I reached the level of playing of moving to Werder Bremen and playing in the Bundesliga, it's a totally different level of Denmark. But I knew that I had the quality to become a good player and become a top player in Germany. And I had to start all over again after becoming one of the best players in Denmark. And when it happened, I worked very hard for a couple of years in Germany until I reached that top level and working with Jürgen Klopp in Mainz when he found me from Bremen, and then I joined him in Mainz, and I did a quite good job with him in Mainz, and then I had to move again, and then when he joined Borussia Dortmund, he called me and asked me if I would also come and join him. I was in Hamburg at the time, and I did yes, of course. He's a person, as what Julia said, it's very important. Dortmund, they work together as team. We work all together in a high level. The coaches used to come down to the youth players and work together. And the most important thing in that is reaching the heart of the player that you are teaching, of the person that you are working with. And Jürgen Klopp is a person that he is one of the few kind of people that I worked with that he always know how to reach the heart of the people he work with. Everyone work with him. They love him from the heart and they work with him with the heart. And this is what I experienced with him in the time of Borussia Dortmund. That's why when Jürgen Klopp joined Dortmund, he took Dortmund in a different level of football because they all work together as a family and they all needed to find the right person and the right team and the right people to work together and as one team to reach that level. Won the championship twice in a row, won the German Cup, and reached the Champions League final within 3 or 4 years after Jürgen Klopp joined the club. So it developed into a higher level, and now they've been keeping this level into a better and better working together, and that's what I'm saying. It's all about believing in ourselves and believing in our dream, and we all have to do that no matter what.
Yeah, thank you, Mo. I think that was very inspiring. And I think that shows also his whole path and his whole story, that there's the opportunity for everyone. And we hope with our work here in Asia especially that we can find more players from Asia. As long as everyone believes in himself and themselves and work hard and keep on working, I think the opportunity and the doors are never closed. The opportunities are always there, and we try to open these doors more and more for players from Malaysia and from everywhere in Asia. And we, keep on fighting for everyone in the world to be part of the BBV family. Thank you very much.